Hi everybody, Sasha here again. I've been getting some questions about the things that have been going on with CockyGate, so this is just going to be a quick, short answering questions video. All right, my first question is, I personally believe FH has gone past the point of no return, but I wanted to ask your thoughts on how she handled things. Do you think she could have been redeemed even after she filed the trademark? Actually, yeah, I do think she could have been redeemed. I think she totally could have redeemed herself by, ooh, sorry, here goes my camera. As you can see, I'm not in my normal setting. I have a house guest right now, so they're using my office as a second bedroom. So this is, the living room and a little makeshift put together. So hopefully it'll work. Okay, so back to the question. Do I think FH could have been redeemed even after she filed the trademark? I do. I think filing it was a mistake to start with, but if she had listened and instead of just assuming that it was all about her and that it was all personal attacks and understood what was being told to her and apologized and not gone after people, she totally could have been redeemed, I think. I think even if she'd honestly just let it go and let it die, people would have forgotten. But by going a step further and filing a restraining order and fighting it and everything, there's no going back from this, because now everybody knows it's just all about her and it isn't even about the book or the series or anything. It's just about getting her name out there. So could she have been redeemed right after, even though she filed the trademark? Yeah, I think she could have. If she had owned up to her mistake and said, hey, my bad, sorry, I didn't understand that this happens all the time and that it is accepted within the genres, of all of the genres, then it wouldn't have been a problem. Next question. Hang on. Okay, the last one I'm going to address right now is Felina's post about the truth of what happened and her letter to herself. Now, the day it posted, and I popped onto Twitter and some people were responding to it, and I clicked over to her blog and I started to read it. I did not finish reading it. Halfway through, I thought, fuck this shit. And I had to run. I had to go to work. And I didn't have time to do a video because while this talking part and posting it doesn't take a lot of time, the editing and adding in the letters and the digital stuff, that takes time. And for me, I didn't have the time to do that. So I did a really quick blog post and I threw up proof that other people have reached out to her, that I reached out to her, and she responded to me. So there is proof on my blog. I will link to it down here in the description, and you can go and read my blog post, which is my response to her letter to herself. Basically, it's liar, liar, pants on fire. Oh, okay. This one isn't actually about CockyGate. This is about author behavior. So there's this thing. Sorry, the camera's moving again. That's my microphone that's attached to it is pulling at it. Okay, so I remember just last week, I posted this thing I shared a post by one of the Kates. I'm not sure which one it was. I'm sorry. Somebody had friended her on Facebook and then messaged her. And when you friend somebody or you accept their friendship request and then it says you're now connected through Messenger. And then like 2 minutes after that, this author sent her a link to his book and said, hey, can you share this with your readers? And I'll do the same for you. And she replied and said, look, I don't know you and you've only been my Facebook friend for 2 minutes and now you're asking me to pimp your book? That's not right. I don't agree with that. I'm sorry. And he replied with like, you fucking cunt and bitch and all this like just horrific anger issues. So that kind of behavior, bad, 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 bad. Bad, 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 bad. Bad, 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 bad. Honestly, if somebody sends me a Facebook friend request and then when we're connected on Messenger, I get a request from them or a link to their book, I immediately unfriend them and ban them. I am not interested in just pimping people's books. That's not what I am. I pimp my own books for sure. And I will share books that I have read and authors that I love. I'm happy to point my readers to stories that I enjoy. And I'll even point my readers to friends' books that I haven't read. And I'll just say, hey, my friend has a new release if you want to check it out. Or I love this person and they have a new release if you want to check it out. That's because I want my viewers and my readers to trust what I'm saying. When I say, I enjoyed this, or I love this, or you gotta read this, I want you to believe me. And if I say, check it out, that's usually like, I'm not 100% sure, but I've met this person, I like this person, they're a friend of mine or whatever, and I know they're super talented, so yeah, check it out. There's a line. But people I don't know just asking me to promote their books, no, will not do it. I will not just review swap review swap if I read the book, yes. But I will not just swap links or say, I will pimp your book if you pimp my book. Unless I know you and I've read the book and I enjoy it. Because I want my readers to trust me. And I want, when I recommend a book, for it to do something. I want people to say, hey, Sasha White said this was awesome. I need to check this out. That's what I want. So as far as it being good or bad author behavior, I do think it's bad. I think it's rude. Maybe it's because I'm Canadian. I don't know. And I'm always apologizing for things or super polite. But to me, sending somebody a link and saying, would you share it? Or even, will you look at my book, when we've never met and we don't talk and we don't have a connection, is just like walking up into a stranger in the street and handing them a paper pamphlet and saying, check out my book. And that's fine. If you want to do business that way, and if you don't see anything wrong with that, that's fine. But it's not going to get me to read your book. And it's not going to get me to click that link. Because I will treat it just like that pamphlet that some stranger handed me on the street when I throw it on the ground or in the garbage. So that's my opinion on it. I don't think sending a link to strangers through Facebook, the messenger, is polite. And I don't think it's professional. If you want people to read your book, post your link online, post it in Twitter and say, hey, I have a new release. And then it's up to us to click on it. Or post it on Facebook. Hey, check out my book. Messages are meant to replace mailing and texting. They are meant to be a more personal connection between people. By sending them just that, yes, I do see it as spam. I see it as that person who walks up to you in the street and hands you a flyer. Or the flyer when I go to my mailbox and I just flip through for the things that are actually addressed to me and I keep them, and the rest goes in the recycle box. So that's my opinion. I don't think it's professional behavior just to send links to people that you don't know or that you don't have a personal connection to. Unless they're on your newsletter, of course, then they've agreed to get your links. Or if they've clicked and they're following you, then they're interested. That's different. But if you are just friending me and we're not people who have talked and had conversations, and the first thing you do is send me a link to your book, the first thing I do is going to be delete that and then block you. Okay, so that's my quick video for right now. I will be back. My house guest at the moment that is using my office as a bedroom is actually the fabulous author TJ Michaels, who I have read, and I do enjoy her books. Most of them. Some of them I can't get through. I'll be honest. Depends. And it's not that she's not talented. It's just sometimes you have to be in the right mood to read the right story, if that makes sense. But I'm always in the mood for her Twilight Tea House BDSM stories. So if you want to read some really good BDSM stories, you need to check out Juicy and the rest of that series. Some of her books are vampires. I'm not a huge vampire fan. If you've seen my Urban Fantasy Keepers list, you know I'm not a vampire fan. So anyways, TJ's my host guest, and I'm going to see if I can convince her and do a video with her later, or do an interview, and maybe we'll get her take on these questions and answers and stuff, because she's just a wonderful woman and I love her. And I'm linking to her website on the bottom too, because if you don't know who she is, you need to follow her on Twitter and Facebook and fall in love with her, because she's an amazing woman, just like me. Anyways, okay, I gotta go now. Gotta do some writing because it's Writer Wednesday. Sacred Writer Wednesday is my day to write. No day job. Okay, later.